Mitch McConnell is an American politician and retired attorney serving as the senior United States Senator from Kentucky, a seat he has held since 1985. McConnell is in his 7th Senate term and is the longest-serving senator in Kentucky history. Born February 20, 1942, age 83 years, Sheffield, Alabama. Spouse, Elaine Chao, M. 1993, Cheryl Redman, M. 1968 to 1980. Party, Republican Party. Previous offices: Jefferson County Judge/Executive, 1978 to 1985. See more. Children: Ellie McConnell, Porter McConnell, Claire McConnell. Education: University of Kentucky J. David Rosenberg College of Law, 1967. See more. Personal life. Family: McConnell is a Southern Baptist, baptized at age 8. He was married to his first wife, Cheryl Redman, from 1968 to 1980 and had 3 daughters, Porter, Eleanor, Ellie, and Claire. Porter McConnell is the campaign director for Take on Wall Street, a left-wing advocacy coalition. Following her divorce from McConnell, Redman became a feminist scholar at Smith College and director of the Sophia Smith Collection. McConnell's second wife, whom he married in 1993, is Elaine Chao, Secretary of Labor under President George W. Bush and Secretary of Transportation under President Donald Trump. In May 2019, McConnell's brother-in-law Gordon Hartigensis, who is married to Chao's sister Grace, was confirmed by the U.S. Senate as Director of the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation, PBGC, a part of the Labor Department. McConnell voted to confirm. Early career: 1967 to 1984. In March 1967, shortly before the expiration of his educational draft deferment upon graduation from law school, McConnell enlisted in the U.S. Army Reserve as a private at Louisville. This was a coveted position because the reserve units were mostly kept out of combat during the Vietnam War. 11 to 12. His first day of training at Fort Knox, Kentucky was July 9, 1967, 2 days after taking the bar exam, and his last day was August 15, 1967. Shortly after his arrival, he was diagnosed with optic neuritis and deemed medically unfit for military service, and was honorably discharged. McConnell's political opponents have repeatedly made an issue of his brief time in service during his electoral campaigns. From 1968 to 1970, McConnell worked as chief legislative assistant to Senator Marlowe Cook in Washington, D.C., managing a legislative department consisting of 5 members, as well as assisting with speechwriting and constituent services. In 1971, McConnell returned to Louisville, where he worked on Tom Emberton's campaign for governor of Kentucky, which was unsuccessful. McConnell attempted to run for a seat in the state legislature but was disqualified because he did not meet the residency requirements for the office. He then worked for the Louisville law firm Siegel, Eisenberg, Sales, and Stewart for a few years. During the same period, he taught a night class on political science at the University of Louisville. In October 1974, McConnell returned to Washington to fill a position as Deputy Assistant Attorney General under President Ford, where he worked alongside Robert Bork, Lawrence Silberman, and Antonin Scalia. He also served as Acting United States Assistant Attorney General for the Office of Legislative Affairs under President Ford in 1975. In 1977, McConnell was elected the Jefferson County Judge/Executive, the top political office in Jefferson County, Kentucky at the time, defeating incumbent Democrat Todd Hollenbach 53% to 47%. He was re-elected in 1981 against Jefferson County Commissioner Jim "Pop" Malone, 51% to 47%, outspending Malone 3-1, and occupied the office until his election to the U.S. Senate in 1984. Early life and education: 1942 to 1967. McConnell was born on February 20, 1942, to Julia O'Dean Dean, née Shockley, and Addison Mitchell A.M. McConnell too at Colbert County Hospital in Sheffield, Alabama, and grew up in Athens, Alabama, where his grandfather, Robert Hayes McConnell Sr., and his great-uncle Addison Mitchell McConnell owned McConnell Funeral Home. He is of Scots-Irish and English descent. His ancestor James McConnell fought on the American side in the American Revolutionary War. In 1944, At the age of 2, McConnell's upper left leg was paralyzed by a polio attack. He and his mother were living with an aunt in Five Points, Alabama at the time, and he received treatment at the Roosevelt Warm Springs Institute for Rehabilitation. The treatment potentially saved him from being disabled for the rest of his life. McConnell said his family almost went broke because of costs related to his illness. In 1950, when he was 8, McConnell moved with his family from Athens to Augusta, Georgia, where his father, who was in the Army, was stationed at Fort Gordon. In 1956, his family moved to Louisville, Kentucky, where he attended DuPont Manual High School. McConnell was elected student council president at his high school during his junior year. He graduated Omicron Delta Kappa from the University of Louisville with a BA in political science in 1964 with honors. He was president of the Student Council of the College of Arts and Sciences and a member of the Phi Kappa Tau fraternity. McConnell attended the 1963 March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, where Martin Luther King Jr. gave the I Have a Dream speech. In 1964, at the age of 22, he attended civil rights rallies and interned with Senator John Sherman Cooper. He has said his time with Cooper inspired him to run for the Senate later in life. In 1967, McConnell graduated from the University of Kentucky College of Law, where he was president of the Student Bar Association. Health. McConnell's upper left leg was paralyzed during his childhood by polio. In February 2003, McConnell underwent a triple heart bypass surgery in relation to blocked arteries at the National Naval Medical Center in Bethesda, Maryland. In August 2019, McConnell suffered a fall at his Louisville home. He fractured his shoulder. In March 2023, he was hospitalized for 5 days after a fall. He was treated for a concussion and a minor rib fracture and did not return to the Senate for almost 6 weeks. In July 2023, he fell while disembarking from a plane at Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. On December 10, 2024, McConnell sustained a fall during a Senate Republican Conference Policy Luncheon, spraining his wrist and cutting his face. On July 26, 2023, McConnell prompted worldwide media reports when he froze, unspeaking, for around 20 seconds while addressing a press conference. He was escorted away by aides, but later returned and said he was fine. 2 days after the incident, his spokesperson said that McConnell would continue in his leadership role. He is the institution's longest-serving party leader. On August 30, 2023, he again froze during a press conference in Covington, Kentucky, and was eventually led away by staff. A day later, McConnell released a letter from the attending physician of Congress that said that he was medically clear to continue his schedule as planned. The letter said that the physician had talked to McConnell and conferred with his neurology team, but did not indicate that he had physically examined McConnell.